Hi family, my name is Clem de la Creme. Thank you for being here with me right now. So on Wednesday, I had my first one-on-one, my private tutoring session, I guess, with one of the teachers at the school. And I chose a teacher who was specializing in a little bit of business industry and working with agents and record deals and stuff. So I met with her with the intention of figuring out the best way to release a couple of projects, a couple of EPs that are essentially about ready to go out. And I had assumed that I would be releasing them in about a month from whenever I uploaded them to the distributor. So one of them being my electropop project, and that was, I thought, gonna be up in a month. But she was telling me that with releases like this, we should be planning for 3 to 6 months of preparation, releasing the projects. And one of the things to do, sometimes are to work with a label or work with different distributors so that way they can help, with your branding and help with your imaging and, really try and push out your projects. But it depends on, I guess, the goal of what the projects are. So, one of the projects is a project that we were working on for a few years. We recorded the EP 2 times in its entirety, and the computers that were stored on crashed both times. And so the last time I decided I was gonna use my computer, and we finally got it all recorded and we finally got it all mixed and mastered. But we're in different countries now, and we're not planning on doing a tour. We're not planning on making a further EP per se, more like a lot of more bodies of work to add to, what we are already as a band. So, she's like, what's the goal with this? What do you want to happen with this project? And, we put a lot of just effort and energy into this, so I just want to be able to share this with the world and like the people who were watching our shows to be able to see the work that we did and check out that music, as well as to upload it to different people who use things for television or advertisements and films and stuff, because maybe other people like the music to use with their own art. And also maybe to make some money off of it, because like I said, we put time and energy into this and we're artists. But as a group, like, this might be the only project that we do as a whole unit. As individuals, we're all still creating work. So this goes into like, personal catalogs and stuff and things to share with, the people who like what we vibe with, or I guess the people who vibe with us. But that was what she was saying, was basically to figure out what the goal is with some of the projects. And so from there, to also look at people who could, who'd be interested in playing our music. Where do people listen to the art, like the type of music that we're releasing? Try to get a hold of playlists. She gave me some information about different places where I could get connected and get lists of people who create playlists, so that way maybe they could listen to it, and if they like it and it vibes with them and their list, and they could put it on their list and stuff. But that was the plan on the project for, I get more or less both of them, but to have have the EPK together, have your press release written out, have the photos ready, have any album art and stuff. And she said to pick maybe your 3 best tracks and then send those out, send those out to the different news reporters and the different people from magazines that you want to maybe write about you. So they're saying check out the different articles about different bands and EPs that have been released, and find somebody who you like their writing and email them and write to them about, your work and your project. So there's a lot more work involved to releasing these next projects, which there's been plenty of time already put into it, so it's like, all right, cool, just a little bit more. But I was looking forward to having them finished and make space for all the new projects and stuff, but that's okay. Moving on. We had a composition class. Composition class was good. We were going through again different music genres and listening to kind of just some of the differences in beats per minute and the different styles. I'm trying to figure out, you know, what it is about different things that work. As well as one of the biggest takeaways I got from the class kind of was to, I don't say make your music unexpected or surprising, but to make things interesting and to put some things in there that the listener's not going to expect, because you know we get used to hearing certain things. So if you're playing a certain type of music, you can put it in the background, you know, while you're studying or whatever. Maybe it's like quiet and whatever changes aren't, you know, big and drastic and jarring. And so other elements that you can put in there, you know, might shock people or might, you know, move them, or suddenly it piques their interest. Their ears kind of perk up, like, ooh, you know, what's that? So that was cool. And we worked on more music, and I can't remember what I worked on in class. I think it was a hip hop instrumental. Anyways, afterwards went to an open mic, and it was the first open mic I've been to here in London. First time on the microphone in London, but I've met a lot of great performers and a lot of great musicians. You can check out my post on my Instagram and, you know, get little clips of a few of the people there, and, you know, check out all their IGs. But it felt really good to be back, you know, on a stage with a microphone, but also to be back seeing music, seeing people creating and sharing their work, and seeing really gifted, talented people. Because, you know, open mics are where I got my start and where I got my first initial inspiration. So, as you probably have all heard me share before, they hold a special place in my heart. And they made me load it off of my iPhone, so I had to just use instrumentals offline. So I just performed 2 tracks that had the instrumentals online. But, you know, that's what you do. You work with what you got, with where you're at, and that's what I had available to me. So I ended up going to sleep, but I didn't plug in my phone, and the battery died. And so I woke up, and I was late for my DJ class on Thursday. And I mean, I emailed my teacher immediately. I was like, hey, I'm about to be late, so just letting you know. And when I got there, I was, you know, planning to be working on vinyls this week, but I guess it was instant karma that I did not get to use the vinyls because there were only so many vinyl stations, and the people who were at the vinyl stations also had like the CD stations for the CDJs that could load CDs. Because many people haven't gotten together their music yet to be able to play with. So rather than plugging in a USB, they're using the collections of CDs that are there in the classroom. But that's okay. I still learn more stuff and practice a few different techniques for transitions and for bringing in other tracks, and then using the, I guess, CDJ equipment to make some changes in terms of like the speed the vinyl's playing at and rotating at, and like the start and stop of it. But what else? Yeah, Thursdays worked on assignments and stuff, and created more music, kind of like electro chill stuff. And my phone wasn't plugged in again. And so I had booked studio time at 9:30 in the morning, and I wake up and my phone's dead and my computer's dead, and I'm looking at my phone and I'm like, what? Like I try to plug it in, it's like not charging fast enough. And like finally I get a charge, and I find out that it's about to be 9:30, which is the time I booked my recording time for. So I got to the studio and I'm 30 minutes late, and basically the sound wasn't coming through the headphones. Like the microphone was coming through, but the instrumental that I was playing to record over wasn't coming through. And like I said, you know, more just, I guess, instant karma, where it took a lot longer to finally get things sorted with like the help of the staff, like two people who were there, you know, helping check everybody in. And it was cool because I got to talk to one of the guys who they're into like ambient, electro, kind of more experimental type of music, and they actually host a festival here. I think it's in London, but I'm not 100% sure. But it was cool to see, just see somebody doing this thing, and they're talking about like, well, they don't even perform at their festival because they're busy making sure everything runs smoothly. But I mean, it was cool to see someone who was passionate about what they do and be able to share that and connect with others. And he introduced me to some other music too, some experimental hip hop, which I'm gonna be checking out more of later. But just went and looked at some houses, not houses. Went to go check out apartment listings with a couple of guys from school, and to try and see if we can get like a house of all of us together, so we could work on music and whatnot and be close to the school and not pay as much. But yeah, the price was not right. But I might go check out one of the places with one of them tomorrow, because maybe there's room for me that works, and it's close to a climbing gym that I'm hoping to go to that I haven't checked out yet, but I will. Anyways, probably gonna go see fire spinning tonight. It's Chinese New Year's. I think they got a festival celebration somewhere downtown tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna check that out, but the studios are all booked for tomorrow, so probably gonna work on my own stuff. Maybe go to that climbing gym and connect with some friends and work on projects. But my name is Clem de la Creme. I love you, and I will see you next time. Peace.